It all kicks off in the year 2035 on planet Blue Star. Down on the city streets, people are running wild, just trying to save their own skin. Out of nowhere, a whole building comes crashing down while the crowd scrambles to dodge the wreckage. Panic goes completely off the charts when a giant, freaky demon monkey pops up from the rubble. The military guys go all out with their blasters, but the weapons do zero damage, so they decide it's time to call in the Hunter Association. Throwing a massive tantrum, the beast smashes the ground with brute force, kicking up a huge cloud of smoke and dust. Right then, one of the civilians points up at the sky, totally mind-blown. To everyone's massive relief, a mystery hunter drops from the sky, glowing with blue lightning. The crowd begs him to flex his powers and wreck the monster that just keeps charging forward. Playing it totally cool, the warrior raises his glowing sword and charges up for an attack. The monkey doesn't back down for a second, winding up a devastating punch aimed right at the new guy. In a crazy fast blur, a massive electric slash rips right through the... All this craziness started on September 6th, when an asteroid named Vimlis splash-landed in the ocean. That first impact didn't actually wipe out the coastal countries like the brainiacs predicted. But get this, the cosmic radiation from the space rock spread mutations all over the globe in just 1 year, kicking off the age of catastrophe. To deal with these mutant beasts, humanity stumbled upon some mysterious cosmic energy that unlocks special abilities. So the nations teamed up and built the Hunter Association to train elite fighters. Flash forward to the present, a history lesson about the catastrophe is going down at Luzhu Martial Arts University. Suddenly, the teacher smacks his desk hard, zeroing in on a student named Lin Xio. The kid is out cold on his desk again and gets a massive chewing out for it. Looking stressed, the blonde girl next to him frantically tries to wake him up. He wakes up super dizzy while a classmate laughs, roasting him about how a guy who's always passing out even got accepted into the school. The bully keeps calling Lin Xio trash and tells him to just drop out already so he doesn't hold the class back. The blonde steps up to defend her buddy, reminding everyone that he actually has a serious medical condition. At that, the teacher tells everyone to take a seat and warns the kid to get his act together for afternoon practice. Our MC knows these headaches started 2 years ago, totally tanking his physical performance. If it wasn't for his naturally high energy levels, the school would have given him the boot a long time ago. His friend tells him to brush off the haters and focus on the tournament, and he casually agrees. Out of nowhere, Lin Xio's eyes go wide when a weird blue glow pops up out of thin air. A holographic screen flashes right in front of his face, showing experience points magically going up. Hooked, he watches the system break down how this core energy can boost his body and physical stats. The interface blinks, confirming a skill leveled up and handing him 1 potential point. Totally lost, the kid tries to figure out how he's suddenly seeing his own experience points in high definition. Scanning the screen full of stats, he zeroes in on the potential points, not really knowing what to do with them. The dashboard shows he needs 3 points to upgrade his energy refinement method. Spotting a golden opportunity, he guesses that boosting his physical constitution might actually cure his weakness. Without a second thought, he dumps 1 point straight into his constitution stat on the glowing panel. Instantly, a blue energy wraps around him, and suddenly breathing feels incredibly easy. The bell rings and the teacher wraps up the class, dropping another reminder about the big tournament next month. The class starts clearing out while the blonde points out that the class bully loves picking on everyone. She claims the guy wouldn't even hold a candle to Lin Xio if it weren't for his fainting spells, but the MC tells her to chill. Right then, some spiky-haired dude strolls up to their desk, acting all sarcastic. The guy tells the blonde that hanging out with trash is just gonna drag her down and tells the MC to get lost. Keeping his cool, Lin Xio casually promises he's not gonna be dead weight to his friend, period. Hearing that, the heckler and his sidekick bust out laughing, thinking his comeback is the funniest joke ever. Things get spicy real quick, and the bully gets right in the kid's face trying to act tough. Acting all big and bad, he dares Lin Xio to fight his lackey in afternoon combat class. Shocking everyone, the MC accepts the challenge on the spot with a ridiculously confident look. The squad walks off laughing at the whole setup, while his friend freaks out, asking if he's completely lost his marbles. The troublemakers bounce, promising a front row seat to his humiliation, but the girl is still demanding some answers right now. She warns him that his opponent hits like a freight train, and even she would have a tough time in a straight-up brawl. Word of the fight spreads like wildfire across the courtyard, and other students are already gossiping about how clueless the kid must be. Far away from the drama, a dude in a suit is giving a silver-haired teacher a tour toward the training room. Walking through the facility, the woman asks for the full files on the top 3 students in the joint. As they walk past a door, they spot Lin Xio absolutely wailing on a punching bag. Completely in the zone for his warm-up, the MC unloads a crazy heavy combo on the equipment. The machine's display flashes almost 750 kilos, but he figures he still needs to hit way harder. Checking his hollow stats, our guy realizes he's gotta pump up all his attributes before the showdown. Not wasting a second, he follows up with a massive kick to the bag, planning to grind his combat skill up to level 10. Impressed by the show, the teacher asks who the kid is, and her guide drops the bomb that he's actually the worst in the class. She finds it super weird how the guy who ranked first on the entrance exams crashed so hard in the power rankings. Glancing out the window, they spot a massive crowd gathering over at Class C's field and decide to go check out the hype. Out on the field, the blonde is super annoyed that somebody actually called the teacher over to watch this train wreck happen. Cool as a cucumber, Lin Xio strolls to the center of the court, while the crowd cheers for the big guy to squash him. Ignoring the crowd roasting his pretty boy looks, the MC keeps his shoulders totally relaxed. His opponent cracks his knuckles with this nasty, arrogant smirk, fully thinking it's an easy one. With his eyes locked in, Lin Xio casually mentions he's only thinking about how he's gonna win this thing. The rival laughs at the insane confidence, threatening to accidentally end his career, and tells him to bring it on. In an explosive burst, the lackey charges full speed, kicking up a ton of dust on the court. He closes the gap super fast with his fist locked, staring daggers right at his target. Holding nothing back, the meathead throws a heavy-duty punch aimed straight at the MC's face. With crazy agility, our guy dodges the attack in one smooth move, literally leaving it after him. Caught totally off guard, the bully realizes he just punched air and stands there looking entirely lost. Tilted by his epic fail, he throws another punch right after, claiming that was just dumb luck. Taking advantage of the wide-open gap, Lin Xio just leans back and effortlessly dodges again. Watching from the window, the teacher thinks it's pretty neat that the kid isn't totally useless, wondering where the fun would be if he dropped in one hit. Down on the court, Lin Xio stares down his opponent, daring the big guy to see how many more times he can dodge. Triggered by the trash talk, Wu Yang charges in, throwing a wild flurry of punches at the moving like it's absolutely nothing. The MC weaves through every single attack without breaking a sweat. Watching closely, Wu Jixing is shook, trying to remember if the kid always had such insane moves. Meanwhile, a classmate is floored, asking if that's really the class loser, admitting he looks fast as lightning. Getting super annoyed, the main troublemaker grumbles, totally not getting how this is even possible. In the crowd, his buddy Sia is cheering him on while another girl asks if he's been doing some secret training. The girl praises his footwork, saying she'd love to know what kind of workout routine he's on. But Sia admits she doesn't know about any training, just dropping the fact that his chronic headaches finally vanished. Mid-fight, the students notice Wu Yang is gassing out, joking that Lin Xio looks like he's just taking a walk in the park. Panting hard, the brute calls his opponent trash and demands he stop running away so they can actually fight. Staying chill, the MC tells him they'll only start really fighting when the guy actually manages to land a hit. Losing his mind completely, Wu Yang screams at him to stop acting cocky and throws a punch totally charged with energy. Right then, the attacker's face twists into absolute shock. Turns out, Lin Xio casually blocked that heavy hit with just his right palm like it was nothing. Since the big guy wanted a head-on clash, our guy advises his rival not to tap out too quickly. Wu Yang freezes in his tracks, completely paralyzed by this brickwall defense. Taking advantage of the wide-open guard, the MC sinks his fist straight into the guy's gut with everything he's got. The crazy impact sends the meathead's massive body flying backward, skidding right across the turf. The crowd completely loses it, calculating that a punch strong enough to launch that dude must have clocked over 800 kilos. Rolling around in pain on the ground, the loser realizes he got totally played by the rumors saying the kid was weak. Up high, the teacher's guide praises the student's technique, figuring he must have leveled up big time. The teacher agrees, pointing out that Lin Xio always had potential, but was just being nerfed by that mystery illness. Meanwhile on the field, Wu Jixing clenches his fists, shaking with pure rage over the embarrassment. Furious at the scene, he curses out his henchman and screams at him to get up off the dirt right now. The goon tries to gather his strength, but he stays on his knees, really feeling the damage. Scraping together whatever pride he has left, the big guy lunges blindly, swearing he won't lose to Scrub. Going all in on a desperation attack, he completely whiffs when the MC literally just takes a step to the side. Watching this total flex, the girls in class sigh, swooning over how unbelievably charming the guy looks today. Super embarrassed by the chatter, his friend asks them to keep it down so nobody starts thinking they're actually a couple. In the middle of the mess, Lin Xio looks down at the fallen giant and casually asks if he still wants to keep getting wrecked. Forcing himself back up, Wu Yang dares the kid to take a direct hit, promising to show him what a real punch feels like. Not showing a single drop of sweat, the MC accepts the dare instantly. Thinking he's got it in the bag now, the troublemaker laughs out loud, telling him not to regret his life choices. The brute dumps all his power into a glowing fist and charges in screaming, while Lin Xio just calmly clenches his right hand. Without backing up an inch, The two of them throw their absolute strongest punches for a head-on collision. A blast of blue energy sweeps the court the exact second their fists collide with insane force. The crushing impact makes Wu Yang scream in pain before he gets launched into the air all over again. Asserting total dominance, the MC stays planted right where he is, fist extended and wrapped in energy. Clutching his busted arm, the loser panics, asking how that trash-tier kid got so ridiculously strong out of nowhere. Giving him a dead serious stare, Lin Xio fires back, asking when anyone there ever actually saw his real strength. The whole crowd erupts in cheers, amazed as they realize the kid had been holding back the entire time. Right after, the teacher shows up, ordering the bully squad to haul their injured buddy to the nurse's office. Once the hype dies down, Xio walks up starstruck asking when her friend got so jacked, and he explains it happened right after he got cured. The chat gets cut short when Wu Jixing calls the guy trash in a super threatening tone. Pulling a totally cheap shot, the bully jumps in for a flying kick from behind, but Lin Xio spots the move. Seeing the cowardly attack coming, the blonde yells frantically for her friend to watch out. The MC reacts on pure instinct, throwing his arms up in a cross block right at face level. The hit connects dead on, and the force of the kick shoves the kid brutally across the school lawn. Brushing himself off, the attacker acts like a total cynic, congratulating the dead weight for leveling up a tiny bit. He tells the kid not to get a big head and swears revenge at the tournament in 2 weeks, a challenge Lin Xio accepts with zero fear. As soon as the jerk walks away, his friend gives the kid a massive earful for wanting to scrap with someone that dangerous. He calms her down, saying he knows exactly how strong the rival is, but guarantees 2 weeks of grinding will make all the difference. The munchies kick in and he suggests hitting the cafeteria for some food, while she's still mind-blown by the moves he pulled during the fight. Later in the dorms, the guy dodges his friend's curiosity, saying it's way too long of a story to get into. Arriving at his room, he picks up a video call from his mom, who immediately checks in on his health. Totally hyped about the news, the MC tells her that the headaches are finally gone for good. She's super shocked by the sudden fix, and he follows up by saying he can finally train hard to become a hunter. The woman's relieved look drops instantly, and she scolds her son for being obsessed with such a dangerous job. Full of determination, he tells his mom not to sweat it, promising to become the strongest hunter in the world just like his dad. Dropping his dad into the conversation brings up some quiet pain, making his mom tell him to drop the subject right then and there. With a soft voice, she explains she doesn't care if he's the strongest. She just wants her boy to have a safe and healthy life. The kid totally gets where she's coming from and agrees sweetly, letting her know he's gotta hop off to go train. The next day in the weapons room, the instructor is walking through the crowd, telling everyone to fix their posture and center of gravity. The huge teacher warns them that just swinging a sword with arm strength is totally useless against mutant beasts. Chewing out the whole class, he roasts their messy moves and terrible blade alignment during the drill. Meanwhile, Lin Xio grips his sword tight, paying super close attention to every correction being handed out. Staying dialed in, the kid lifts the heavy gear and starts a non-stop combo of airstrikes. The system UI keeps flashing in his vision, confirming his weapon proficiency is going up non-stop. Surprised by the clean form, the teacher walks over, throwing some heavy praise at how much the kid's moves have improved. Even with the good hits, the guy points out a technical flaw, noticing the kid's wrist is still way too stiff. To make sure he gets what he's doing wrong, the teacher grabs the sword and tells Lin Xio to watch the demo closely. With a crazy smooth motion, the master lands the strike, teaching him to relax his joints and snap the hit at the very last second. Soaking up that golden tip, our guy thanks the teacher, grabbing his weapon again, ready to give it another shot. Putting all his energy into it, the kid lets out a grunt of effort during the hardcore workout. With a pinpoint move, he brings the heavy sword down, and the system instantly pops up saying his weapon experience just leveled up. Watching closely, the massive teacher praises the show and admits the strike wasn't half bad. He tells the kid to keep grinding without slacking off, super pumped that he finally found a student with actual talent. Later on in the classroom, a bald teacher explains how understanding mutant beast tiers is a massive deal for everyone. Meanwhile, Lin Xio is snoozing peacefully on his desk until the blonde pokes him, telling him to either wake up or go sleep at home. Startled, the MC jumps up, instantly pulling the attention of the entire class. Looking clearly annoyed, the teacher demands the kid break down the specs and threat level of the black-tusked boar. Cool as can be, he gives a deep dive into the beast's size, weight, tough scales, and level. Intrigued by the flawless answer, the guy challenges the student to name the monster's weak points and how to hunt it down. Keeping his cool, the kid answers that the weak spots are the snout and the belly, advising to dodge its charges and slice the flank. Absolutely floored, the teacher asks if he studied ahead of time, and the student admits he memorized the whole book last night. Hearing that, his friend next to him is completely blown away by his crazy memory skills. The whole room starts whispering, figuring he's been secretly grinding while just acting lazy in front of everybody else. Far off, Wu Jixing watches the whole thing, absolutely foaming at the mouth over all the clout his rival is getting. Once the shock wears off, the teacher tells him to sit down and prep hard, since the ranking tournament is just a few days away. Our MC gives a nod and finally sits back down, looking pretty pleased with his own performance. A little bit later, the kid is strolling down the school halls, chatting it up with his blonde friend. He says peace out, mentioning he's gotta head to his part-time gig now, and she casually agrees. Right then, a teacher with glasses walks up in the hallway, pulling the student aside for a quick chat. The guy stops and asks what's up, and the teacher decides to bring up the tournament scholarship. The kid lights up instantly, knowing that extra cash would easily cover his little sister's tuition. The teacher explains the top 10 get some funding from the university, which makes the student immediately ask how much first place pays out. Adjusting his glasses, the master warns that taking the top spot is nearly impossible, but the grand prize is a whopping 150,000. Completely stoked, our MC clenches his fists, figuring that massive bag would be more than enough for his family. Seeing him so hyped, the teacher warns that his rival Wu Jixing's power is no joke, and he probably shouldn't aim that high. Brimming with confidence, the kid promises to double his training so he doesn't disappoint, secretly thinking he's gonna have to make his rival suffer for that scholarship money. In the simulation room, the swoosh of a blade slices through the air, completely destroying the training gear. Moving at warp speed, the MC chains together a bunch of one-handed sword strikes, just farming experience like crazy. Soon enough, the hollow panel pops up, showing that all his stats and skill levels have gotten a massive bump. During a break, some dude with a ponytail praises the kid's strength, but points out he hasn't hit his absolute limit yet. Keeping things chill, the upperclassman praises our MC's agility and challenges him to a friendly spar. Not getting where the boldness is coming from, Lin Xio asks who this guy is to be acting so confident, and the dude claims he's the best swordsman in the whole school. Dripping with confidence himself, the MC says he highly doubts that and accepts the challenge on the spot. Not wasting any time, the two of them charge at each other in a total explosion of speed across the gym. The clash of their blades throws sparks everywhere as they trade frantic blows without giving up a single inch. The speed of their rally goes completely off the charts, turning into a wild blur of slashes in the air. Watching from the bleachers, some students are just in awe of the flawless technique and the sheer swordsman vibes the duo is giving off. One of the onlookers recognizes the upperclassman, dropping the info that he's the top martial arts student from the third-year class A. Shocked by the news, another guy can't believe a freshman is actually going toe-to-toe with the top dog. Down in the arena, the challenger goes on the offensive with a crazy fast-forward thrust. Catching the opening, Lin Xio casually parries the strike and instantly gears up for a counter. Totally locked in, he kicks his movement up a notch, proving he's still got plenty of gas in the tank. Catching a heavy hit from our guy, the upperclassman is forced to block with his blade and slides backward. Even though he's sweating buckets from the intense scrap, Lin Xio shows off this unbreakable stance like he's totally loving the challenge. After the duel wraps up, the kid lowers his weapon, panting, and admits defeat to his opponent. The upperclassman sheathes his sword and politely disagrees, saying that technique-wise they were dead. The guy introduces himself as third-year Zhuang Jianyu and asks for the name of this insanely skilled freshman. Keeping it casual, the MC gives his name and brings his hands together in respect, thanking him for the afternoon lesson. Satisfied, the upperclassman says he'll remember him and looks forward to clashing in the official tournament arena. The next day, the teacher brings up the tournament and announces that today they're getting a must-have lesson on power armament. Super hyped, the blonde friend mentions they're finally gonna learn it, and the MC thinks the technique's name sounds incredibly sick. Behind them, some kid grumbles nervously because the upperclassmen always say this subject is insanely tough. Pointing at the big screen, the master explains that this skill is the true fighting style of top-tier warriors. Raising a finger, the guy lays down the law. The secret sauce to this technique is all about power control and spiritual intensity. Intrigued by the idea, Lin Xio wonders if his own refinement grinding can also buff his spiritual intensity. The teacher tells everyone to sit on the floor, close their eyes, and try to soak up the energy to feel the flow in their bodies. The kid zones in real fast, and a heavy blue aura wraps around him while the system shows his experience shooting up again. Next to him, the blonde is sweating bullets, trying desperately to find the energy flow but getting absolutely nowhere. Completely frustrated, she asks her buddy how he can even feel it, wondering if she's just straight up incapable of learning the skill. Calm as ever, the kid tells his friend not to rush it and to just try pulling the energy out little by little. Suddenly, our guy quickly notices someone sneaking up behind him. Blown away by the student's aura, the teacher asks when he mastered the technique, and the kid plays it off saying it literally just happened. The guy is stunned, wanting to know if that's actually true, and Lin Xio just nods along without giving too many details. Not wasting time, the teacher asks the kid to get up and step outside the room for a sec. Walking down the hall, the master asks if the student is down to join the special training class after the tournament. The MC says yes immediately, and the teacher promises that with his insane talent, he's got a really solid shot at getting in. The two of them step into a super high-tech room where a glowing crystal sphere is chilling on a pedestal. Curious, the kid asks what the heck that is, and the guy explains it's a gadget meant to test energy control. Checking out the orb, the student notices the energy inside actually belongs to someone else, and asks if he should still try to control it. The master just tells him to go for it, and the second the kid brings his glowing hand close, the relic reacts like crazy. Blue energy threads start spinning at warp speed inside the clear globe, showing off his flawless control. Blown away by how fast it happened, the teacher praises the execution and lets him know he passed the test on his first try. The guy advises the student to practice wrapping his energy around objects further away, hyping up his massive potential. Scratching the back of his neck feeling pretty proud, the kid shows a ton of confidence and promises he's gonna keep bringing his A-game. 3 days later, the whole school is buzzing for the top students tournament. In the middle of the crowd, some kid mentions that Wu Jixing is guaranteed to take the win. Watching the hype, Xia asks if their classmate is gonna make a play for the spot, but the blonde thinks Fang Wen is still way behind the upperclassmen. Right then, the blonde asks if Xia is worried about the rumor that Lin Xio is gonna challenge the big guy. Looking confident, her friend promises that our boy has completely changed. Out on the main field, the opening ceremony wraps up, and the announcer kicks off the ranking matches. With that, the rep calls the reigning champ to the stage, and Wu Jixing struts to the center of the arena with his usual arrogant vibe. Dripping with ego, he asks if anyone here actually has the guts to fight him for the top spot. The bully warns that if nobody steps up, he wins by default, already calling everyone a bunch of cowards. The troublemaker glares at the bleachers, waiting for some hero to step up and get trashed. Hidden in the student crowd, Lin Xio watches the whole thing, keeping his eyes glued to his rival. Thinking about the MC, the champ clenches his fists, boiling with rage, and promises to absolutely end the kid's career. Suddenly, a girl's voice echoes through the gym, accepting the challenge on the spot. Shocking literally everyone, Fang Wen steps onto the court. The crowd goes wild, whispering that she's got zero chance against the champ's insane power. Hyped in the stands, the blonde is cheering loud, totally rooting for her classmate's bravery. Intrigued, the upperclassman asks if the girl actually thinks she's on his level now. Playing it cool, she explains she just wants to take her shot before he loses his title to someone else. Hearing the obvious trash talk, the bully gets super offended, totally clueless about what kind of nonsense the challenger is spitting. Not giving him a second to answer, Fang Wen charges in hard, telling him to focus on the fight. The girl fires off a lightning-fast high kick, but the upperclassman steps back, dodging it like it's nothing. Smirking, he notices she picked up a little bit of the armament technique, but flat out says there's nothing special about it. The two lock into a crazy fast exchange of blows right in the middle of the battlefield. Going on the offensive, Fang Wen throws a frantic combo of kicks. The crowd is mind-blown that she's lasting this long against the school's top monster. Analyzing the fight from afar, Lin Xio realizes her footwork is solid, but he can tell the champ is still holding back. Down on the court, the girl keeps up the pressure while the students gossip in shock about how much her movement has leveled up. The blonde asks if her friend has a shot at winning, but Xia keeps it real, warning that the power gap is massive and her technique is only gonna help her survive a little longer in the arena. Blocking the non-stop hits, the big guy stands his ground like a total brick wall. Catching an opening in her guard, the upperclassman uses a dark tone to let her know he's got her right where he wants her. The challenger's eyes go wide as she realizes way too late that she just made a fatal mistake. Without skipping a beat, Wu Jixing lands a brutal kick right to the girl's stomach, tearing through the air with the impact. The insane force violently launches the student straight into the gym floor. From the bleachers, the students scream her name, totally spooked by the heavy hit. Completely wiped out, Fang Wen taps out while her worried friends rush over to hold her up. Fixing his posture, the champ drops a trashy comment saying she improved a bit but is still way too weak. The crowd acknowledges the upperclassman's absurd power level, praising the girl's glow-up and wondering if their class is actually gonna get 2 people in the top 10. Pointing right at the stands, Wu Jixing calls out his next target, asking if the kid actually has the guts to come down. Keeping a straight face, Lin Xio knows exactly who that message was for. The kid casually walks toward the arena, making the students whisper about how insanely strong he's been looking lately. One classmate is confused about the beef, remembering that the champ used to get beat up by another senior and totally doesn't get his obsession with humiliating our MC. Now face to face, the big guy talks trash, thinking his rival was gonna run away scared. Playing it totally cool, Lin Xio asks why the dude is so obsessed with him. The troublemaker flashes an evil smirk, wanting to know if the kid seriously hasn't figured it out yet. Jumping him by surprise, the bully reveals he absolutely hates the fact that Lin Xio used to outrank him back in the day. He throws a punch fueled by pure rage, screaming that he's never gonna let history repeat itself. With just a simple body shift, our guy dodges the attack, slipping mere inches past his rival's fist. Grabbing the perfect opening, Lin Xio plants his foot on the court floor to set up his counter. Using crazy agility, he spins his body and lands a sweeping kick coated in pure, glowing blue energy. The champ gets spooked by the speed of the hit and can't react in time. The impact launches the bully far away, dragging him brutally across the arena floor. The crowd goes absolutely nuts over the crazy scene, with some wondering if the MC is even human after kicking the top student in school that easily. Cracking his knuckles, the kid uses a cheeky tone to ask if his opponent needs a timeout to catch his breath. Totally humiliated, Wu Jixing releases a heavy red aura and triggers his power armament technique. He charges forward, wrecking the floor, swearing the MC is gonna deeply regret forcing him to use it. The attacker unleashes a rain of energized punches, but Lin Xio dodges every single hit in midair looking like he's out for a stroll. Crossing his arms, the kid blocks a heavy charge while his rival sarcastically praises his solid defense. The clash makes Lin Xio slide back a bit, and the champ furiously declares that the fight ends right here. Not giving him a second to breathe, the troublemaker fiercely pushes in to deliver the finishing blow. A colossal energy crash violently knocks them both back, kicking up a ton of dust in the center of the gym. Taking a deep breath, the upperclassman realizes in total disbelief that his rival broke his special attack without even bothering to turn on his own armament. Our MC just keeps his totally relaxed stance on the field, not showing a single sign of being tired. Fueled by pure hatred, the big guy lunges in again, screaming that he's gonna take him down even if it costs him everything. Accepting the head-on clash, Lin Xio also hits top speed right toward his opponent. The two slam into each other in the center of the arena, creating a monster pillar of red and blue energy that splits the force of the explosion sends out destructive shockwaves sweeping across the entire field. Watching with her jaw on the floor, Fang Wen wonders just how ridiculously strong the freshman actually got to clash like that. Backing away from ground zero, the MC wipes the corner of his mouth, admitting he actually dropped his guard for a split second. Landing far away, the champ tells him not to underestimate the fight and demands his rival go full power right now. Giving the man what he wants, Lin Xio gets serious and releases a giant pillar of blue aura that completely swallows his body. Pressured by the insane energy, the bully takes a step back and terrified, realizes that's the advanced infusion technique. In the crowd, the students feel the air get heavy, totally bewildered, as they realize those two are on a whole other level of reality. Covered in blazing blue flames, the MC gives his opponent a merciless stare and asks if he's ready yet. Sweating cold in pure terror, Wu Jixing stutters a bit but tries to hold his tough guy act, telling the kid to attack if he's got the guts. Giving a dry nod of confirmation, Lin Xio hits the gas and the battle kicks off again at maximum power. All of a sudden, the troublemaker's eyes go wide, realizing the crazy danger of that speed. With a perfect jump, our guy launches a devastating flying kick aimed straight at his paralyzed rival's chest. Freaking out in the stands, a teacher sees the disaster coming and warns that the student won't be able to handle that kind of impact. A hurricane of pure blue force wrecks the area the exact second the kick lands dead center on the big guy. The crash causes a catastrophic boom that shatters the arena floor, sending giant rocks flying. Out in the school hallways, other students get jump-scared by the vibration, thinking a bomb just went off in the training zone. When the smoke finally clears, Lin Xio is standing there completely fine in the dust, marking the absolute end of that insane duel. Right in front of everyone's shocked eyes, a massive crater is left wide open in the arena floor.